Freestyle Sundays, Season 9. Come back to your senses, see? Yeah, I'm trying to come back right up on the road that it took me further again. Cause I can see the air, the water and wind and earth, everything trying to keep me here. Cause this is just the senses that I can really tap into to get my mentions across to the people all around the atlas. While I'm trying to go ahead and straight combat this person that's deep inside I've been losing. But really this is me, I'm dozing, they snoozing on every little thing they tried to sense in. But really this is me, my mind and my sentiments. A.D.V.I.S.S really trying to take the A.D.V.I.S.S to put it like this, a villain but really could deal with less of those complications and these problems. Snap them back into reality so he solves it. So come back to your senses, see? But what's the consensus, see? I'm trying to do this right with consistency. So when I try to come back, you'll see the sense in me. Come back to your senses, see? But what does the consensus see? I'm trying to do this right with consistency. So when I try to come back, you'll see the sense in me. Yeah, and you know we have to do it for the ones we love and could care for. And even if we have opposing positions and things, we gotta listen and learn more. But sometimes it's hard when it's all that. They think I'm an underdog with the comeback. But really come back to the mainframe, understanding that this is your life and your family. Hey, it's someone that came through and gave you the uplift. You wouldn't listen till you saw that it uplift yourself the little with 12. We try to say what we self-made, but with self, we always lose a bit of that. And when the family disappears and trickles away, we losing facts. We losing other things ordained. But you just gotta listen to it, it's stuck in your brain. Cause sometimes it takes a bit of will, and I ain't talking jaded, but just don't feel jaded. It's sometimes that we just using this life we facing. And thank you for the people and the places, because family calmly keeps you there. But if it's not that, then listen clear. You can choose who you are and the people around. That's the family you build. Don't come back to a style like come back to your senses, see? But what does the consensus see? I'm trying to do this right with consistency. So when I try to come back, you see the sense in me. Come back to your senses, see? But what does the consensus see? I'm trying to do this right with consistency. So when I try to come back, you'll see the sense in me. And it's another passion that we feel up and have to get action from everything, but never affirm it if you ask him. He gotta write it down, but sometimes free after. The free willy, the willing to let it lame, but really don't need to tell the people all of these lame excuses. But you see that it's just useless. They use it like another tool, but really it's exclusive to how you wanna talk about it. See it in your same vein, the main frame up in your mind, but really it's the main vein. That's the vassal, but really I'm the vessel. Don't wanna pop them all because it seems like the devil is out over here in the world, no fear. Even if you got a passion, man, keep it all clear. You might fall down, but straight get back up. Study the art and learn to master his stuff. And everything it gives, cause if not, it's just to live. It makes you feel mad, you might start feeling livid. You might lose a piece of yourself along the way. But if you pick that piece back up and make your way and build it back where it needs to be, you'll be fine. But really, this is how you do it in the same design. This world is just made it for you and I to run back. Go ahead, stand up, get ready for your comeback. So come back to your senses, see? But what does the consensus see? I'm trying to do this right with consistency. So when I try to come back, you'll see the sense in me. So come back to your senses, see? But what does the consistency? I'm trying to do this right with consistency. So when I try to come back, you'll see the sense in me. So man, so pay attention. Don't lose sight. Don't get lost. And if you do, snap back into your senses, man. If you gotta get that reality check you wasn't looking for, please come back to yourself. Come back to the people you love. Come back to your passions. And just remember it. Peace.
Peace and love, y'all. It's your brother A.D.V.I.S.S here with another Know About Me. And for today's Know About Me, I'm going to be talking about places I've lived. And specifically, as we've been doing it for a tradition, if you know what I'm about to say, you can say it. Again! But again, I am going to do it in threes and triplets, Triforce, however you want to say it. We're going to do it in threes again. And the three places that I've lived so far have been: one, Los Angeles; two, Seattle, Washington; and then three, Italy, but specifically in Florence, Italy. With that, gotta go ahead, start the first one. It's Los Angeles. Again, that's the home place. Again, it's a very, very interesting place. The name itself is City of Los Angeles. I really do agree with that sentiment of saying there are so many people here that, in a sense, have come and either found themselves or in the opposite side have lost themselves. But in Los Angeles, there's so many, not only cultures, melting pots, but there's a lot of things that you can experience, from the higher life of things to also seeing, again, the unfortunate side of stuff. But in my particular case, like growing up in Los Angeles, I'm still learning so many different things and being able to fully understand what this place is. I do got a song of basically my ode to California, aka Los Angeles. The song is called West Side Love. Check it out, check it out. And like as a kid, like growing up in like all these different places and areas, I've like come to learn not only just what people would call gang culture and stuff, but really more so of not just the differences, but things that are very similar in the folks and people where I lived. Like, and where I'm particularly stationed at, I'm in between Inglewood, in between Hawthorne, got Gardena on the other side. Then after that, you got Lawndale, El Segundo. Like there's so many different places. Southgate. Like there's numerous amount of places like within that particular area of like Los Angeles, because we talking about the county. The county is huge. It's like 81, maybe 80 plus like cities that all fall under that umbrella of the county. And I have nowhere near been, not even maybe to about 20 of those. Like there's so many, but one thing that always, again, rings true to me in my heart is just my upbringings of like the different schools that I was able to attend and be at. And most of them were in Gardena. And it was just it was like an overall, again, good, also bittersweet, but it's home. So that's what I call home, man. Los Angeles, man, it's home. And even when it's ups and downs and the craziness, man, when we do come together, man, it is a beautiful sight, man. I want to see more of that. That's really what I do want to end up seeing. But that's LA. Could keep talking about it, but yeah, that's LA's first place that I've lived. Second place talk about is Seattle, Washington. That one, very, very interesting. Is also was a culture shock to me too. I ended up finding myself in Seattle almost now, yeah, 10 years ago. This is crazy to say. 10 years ago, I was doing a service program out there. I'm not going to name the service program at name because it definitely doesn't need to get any shine in this particular case. But I will say this: it unknowingly did build my character as much as I don't like to give it any type of credit, because it was a terrible, terrible experience. But what made living out there even greater was the day-to-day interactions with people. So being able to just hop on a bus to go over to literally Rainier Beach, or to end up going downtown Seattle over to Kent, like even take it further to Quilla and like Tacoma and other different places. Like it's all these different areas, and being able to just have just conversation with people on a bus is impromptu. It's not like I go up and you start talking to somebody. It just naturally flows into just having a conversation, and then people really spilling their hearts out and just making you feel warm and welcome there, even though there can be a lot of other things going on. Like it did make me feel at home, even though I was away from home. One of the other experiences that helped with that, shout out to Detective Cookie. I ended up during that program was going and went to an event and I was playing chess with the homies. I ended up a parent came by and wanted me to teach their son or child how to play chess. So we're sitting there playing chess. Then Detective Cookie comes, walks by and see that we're playing. She ends up giving us both a coupon to McDonald's, McDef. I'm sorry. I mean, I gave it to somebody else, but, and like from there, built a relationship with her. And she ended up having other events like that on Saturdays where you came down and learned chess, and I got to do a lot of the volunteer work. So even being out in different places, I was doing some volunteer work. But shouts out to her because she looked after me while I was out there, and she took me to like one of the for me like my favorite food spots out there. Shout out to the Catfish Corner. I don't know what it is now because so much has changed, but like those instances of meeting a lot of people while there in the program and just exploring the city, it was awesome thing, man. Shouts out to my brother Longo. Shouts out to Lady. You already know what I'm talking about. Man, it was great. Even when I would go off to just explore and go to parks, like I can go sit down and just be at peace, like not even be bothered. Or if I wanted to go and like catch like music or go to an event, randomly be in the city and there's ciphers going on. Like it was a great time. I got to within that year and like a couple of months, I got to really feel like I knew at least that area of Seattle so much more than LA because of how big LA is compared to Seattle. But it was a very good time. Met a lot of good people. Did have my ups and downs with that program that I will not speak of like it's on Voldemort.
I confess myself disappointed.
But it's not. And shoot, now, I mean, I don't know where and what it is now. I haven't been keeping up, but I know this world is going crazy. So there's a whole group of places around the world that, and in the States that is just losing itself. So I don't know. I know everything's expensive too, so that can also be the case. But yeah, it's my time in Seattle. Now, third one, which was the hugest culture shock for sure, was Italy, but living specifically in Florence. Funny fact about that whole experience too is I did this during college. So this was my junior year. I ended up studying abroad, and it was for the school thing. It was Lorenzo de Medici. It was like that particular. I can't remember the whole name and academy itself, but before I even got to study abroad, you have to go through a whole interview process and do different people to like figure out why do you want to study abroad? Do you have the means to study abroad? Answering, those questions to make sure that you were well suited and ready to go. And one of the funny facts I would share in the interviews when I did have it was the fact that because I played the game Assassin's Creed, shouts out to Assassin's Creed 2, as well as Brotherhood. I mean, the trilogy itself. But because of Assassin's Creed 2, I got to get already a landscape understanding of where places were in Florence by playing the game. So I already knew where like the Ponte Vecchio was, where the San Maria dei Fiori, which is again, it's another chapel or temple, however you want to call it. But like a lot of those landmarks, they actually did really good with it in the game. So when I did those interviews, they would laugh about that, but gave them an understanding of like, okay, you kind of already was doing some of your history and stuff on it. And it's kind of funny. I even showed some of them. And once I did get out there, it did help. It really did. I'm very honest with you. It got to a point where because I knew a lot of those landmarks and they're very big for you to be able to see while you're walking, I was able to use them as compasses. So I know like, okay, there's north, south, east, or west. That was before I started really understanding how to use the sun as a compass and knowing north, south, east, and west that way. But it really did help me understand like where I was going. So I would use those as their landmarks. So I'm using them as landmarks to know my positioning. But while I was out there, I would definitely say with all of the places that I've been so far, at least where I lived, it's really been about like community, no matter where and who you were. Especially since I know I was studying abroad. So of course I'm again, this foreign exchange student coming in and learning. And I did take a Italian Italian class. So while I was out there, I was actively practicing Italian, which is very similar to Spanish, just different stresses in how things are pronounced and, of course, the grammar. But while I was out there were times where, again, I would try to practice Italian where I was trying to order some food or just having like try to have a small conversation. And people were very not only open, but they were very patient with me and basically willing to like give me pointers and coach like, oh, you said it this way, you kind of want to say it this way. When you do stress it this way, you got to make sure because it sounds like you might be also saying it in Spanish, things of that sort. So they were very welcoming. So it made the experience very fun. And every other weekend, like there was always something going on. Like I think I was out there during the time where there's an event called, I think it's Notte Bianca, which is basically White Night, which is like around, what is that, like June 31st, May 1st, like around in that area, where literally everyone around all of the cities is just out at night and there's like a huge dance party. But that was when I was out there. Again, I don't know if they're still doing that now, but that's one of the experiences I do remember having that was really dope. There were different places that you can go out to where I was able to go see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. That was dope. I also ended up got to go. I didn't get to go to Venice. I wanted to go to Venice, just I didn't go this time. Um, where else? I think I went to Torino. If I'm saying it correctly, because it's been a minute since I've studied abroad there. I think that was like what 2000, what 12, no 2012, 13 is when I studied abroad. So yeah, man, that's already been what 11, 12 years already. Gosh, man, it's crazy to think that it's been that long. But like while I was out there, just building relationships with the teachers and maneuvering around. Of course, I didn't always go places alone, but sometimes I did because I'm just that type of person. I will go and explore stuff. Like even if I'm going to a concert and nobody's gonna go with me, I'll just go myself. That's just again how I am as a person. Is I like to go and explore. I don't let things stop me from doing so. But yeah, while I had my time out there, I was able to also go into places over into France and things of that sort. But yeah, overall, being in Florence out there in Italy and being able to explore places, I really had a good time with just those experiences. Some of the people I've met in the communities, and I will say, is one of the most comfortable haircuts I ever got. I almost fell asleep in the barber's chair because it was so comfortable, and he did it with the clippers, not like like electric clippers, like literally had like scissors on certain parts and like bro, it was so comfortable. I'm not gonna even lie. So nice haircut out there. The pizza is great. Like best pizza. It pales in comparison to. I mean, the pizza out here pales in comparison to out there. Man, that pizza is top notch. And yeah, I mean, even learning. It was learning a lot of the stuff about the culture and too is really cool. And that's where I think is very important too. I took a lesson from just everywhere I'm at is it's important to learn about the culture and of the culture of where you are and to show respects. And even if that culture is also you, it's like learning more about your culture. So then it helps you to have a better reverence and, understanding of other people's cultures so that we can be able to communicate effectively as well as, live this life with peace and harmony and love and all of those different things. Yes, you want to say in a positive way. I know there's a lot of things that can be negative and we can have disagreements and it's okay to have disagreements. It's okay to be on opposite sides of things, but understanding the reasons of why we do a lot of the stuff that we do, as well as why we have the certain beliefs and values and cultures, it really helps to bridge those gaps. So with all of these places that I live, man, definitely culture the biggest thing, as well as community that rings true. And with that being said, before I go crazy and keep going on, this could be a whole separate video in itself. Uh, Again, these are the places that I live, which Los Angeles, you got Seattle, Washington, and Italy, aka Florence, Italy. And it was a wonderful time, man. Can't complain, man, at all. But with that being said, I've been your brother A.D.V.I.S. This is Freestyle Sundays, season 9. I'm feeling well. Hopefully you're feeling fine. We're gonna keep it moving and keep it pushing because Whether you come back to your senses and understand what sense that you're trying to make, just learn to push through those mistakes so that you can live and create a better space. Peace.
The aliens are